Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Yes, there is still hope for XRP. I'm going to share with you in this video some nonsense FUD headlines, in which it's the type of stuff that you should expect to see when the prices go down crater in crypto across the board. XRP is part of the asset class, so yes, it's moving down in tandem. But there are all these stupid headlines specifically highlighting XRP as though there's something uniquely bad about XRP. No, so I want to tear some of that to shreds, and I also want to share with you perspective from one chart analyst in particular who, in the midst of all this, maintains his conviction, believes that what's most likely is that by the end of this year, XRP is absolutely going to be rocketing off. And by the way, he is ultimately targeting a peak of between $8 to $13 for this market cycle, while acknowledging that there's a chance it could spill into the early part of 2025. But as I've been reiterating a lot in recent videos, I think it's necessary and appropriate given how much crypto's been going down. Historically, September's a horrible month for crypto and the stock market, but Q4 historically is fantastic for crypto and the stock market. So it's not time to be freaking out. Yeah, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. I guess it's some probability, even if small, that we could be heading into a bear market now. Okay, but do the odds favor that? If you look at historic precedent, the answer very clearly is no. So I want to run through some of this and some of the rationale as to why it just doesn't make sense to be fearful here. And I know people get scared here. I understand why. It doesn't make you bad or stupid or weird. It makes you normal. I get it. But I don't like people feeling that way, so I'm going to try and help because I don't think it makes logical sense to feel that way. So I'll hit on some of that as well. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Here's one such headline I was referencing at the outset. XRP price plummets 3.86% as Ripple moves 100 million tokens. Oh, okay. As if Ripple and the rest of the entire crypto asset class didn't get hit in kind. It's just XRP, right? Why do we need to highlight just XRP? Why do we need to do that? Why is it just done with XRP? Yeah, you'll get articles just about Bitcoin, but that's the number one market cap. What other coins get this type of treatment? It's basically Bitcoin and XRP gets the articles. Rarely do other coins. I'm not saying that never happens. But for XRP, it's like every damn time. The truth is, it's the entire crypto asset class. Here's another one, the headline. This is from Cointelegraph. This is a hit piece. This one's titled, "Why is XRP price down today?" Oh, because the market's down. Are you kidding me? Like, this is not necessary. And look at some of the reasons cited here. Including, and these are some of the worst ones, top XRP whale cohort is distributing. So never mind the fact that, and I've been highlighting this as time has passed, whales have been accumulating and happily purchasing the fear of the small lemming retail investors. That's fact. On-chain data supports that, but they want to drive a different narrative. Then they've got this. Underwhelming XRP ledger metrics boost XRP's bearish risks. Well, that sounds scary. What am I going to do in uncertain times like these? You freaking idiot sticks. And so do you see what they're citing here? I want to read the whole thing. But they're talking about Q2 performance of XRP in various metrics. You might recall that Q2 of this year was worse for crypto than Q1. So if you compare the second quarter to the first quarter, typically you would expect, that metrics are going to look worse. It was more bearish and there was less activity, so on and so forth. That's not unique to XRP. It's because the entire asset class moved in tandem, as you should expect it to. You're really burning my biscuits, son. But this is the crap we have to deal with. And there are non-XRP specific things that people are citing as the reason. For instance, there's this Van Eck to shutter Ethereum futures ETF. This is cited as a reason. This is nonsense. The reason that Van Eck was shuttering the Ethereum futures ETF is because now that there's an actual Ethereum ETF, not a futures ETF, there's no demand for the futures ETF. That's all it is. It's not a big deal. And then there's a headline like this from Cointelegraph. Crypto market enters extreme fear as analysts warn of Bitcoin below $50,000. Oh, how am I going to sleep at night? This is ridiculous, but this is the stuff that you get, and it feeds into the fear, so I'm going to push back against that because it don't make no damn sense up in this bitch so far as Moon Lambo is concerned. So where's XRP going? Well, we'll see who's right. By the time this market cycle is over, we'll know. We'll have that, well, the benefit of hindsight at that point in time. But I will just tell you, at this seemingly uncertain time, that's what many people feel it is. We still have Charting Guy, who has absolute unfazed confidence that XRP is going to melt faces. So I wanted to highlight this because this is bold at a time when so many people have flipped bearish, and tons of people absolutely have. If you're on social media platform X, where crypto lives, you might have picked up on that. It's not hard to sniff that out. Everybody is freaking afraid. Not literally everybody, but a lot of people. A lot of people are screaming, right? Charting Guy says no, XRP still going to keep going up. So here's what he wrote. What if XRP doesn't break out until 2025? Yes, I favor new highs Q4 this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they push it to Q1 2025, which is where I have the bull market topping out. Either way, in my opinion, the lows are in and new highs are on the way. Right, and so by the way, so he's talking about time in here, and I do want to mention this. I always say that when analysts are talking about time and making time predictions, I get nervous for them. And that's in situations where they're making actual predictions, and especially if they're over short time periods. They're like, within the next 2 weeks or the next month, I predict so-and-so. And I'm like, ugh. Whereas if somebody says something like, based on historic precedent, if history's to repeat, and that's keyword if history's to kind of repeat or rhyme, here is what we could expect if that occurs. Then I'm like, oh, okay. So you're drawing upon past experiences to say, if there's something kind of similar to that, then maybe roughly in this region of time, this is what we could expect if that occurs. Okay, I can get down with that. That's not a prediction even. And I'm cool with that. And so he's citing expectations here. That's perfectly reasonable, by the way. I only get nervous if it's an outright prediction, and especially if it's a very short-term one, because frequently those don't go well. So again, he says, either way, in my opinion, the lows are in and new highs are on the way. And he shared a couple charts, and I'm going to be brief. If you want to look at it for a long time, just go ahead and pause here. But he said XRP scenario number 1, and then I'll flip to the next one. One sec here. As you can see, it's showing XRP a little over $3, maybe a little over $3.20. And here is XRP scenario 2. Either way, it looks like it would be towards the later part of Q1 of next year. Now, again, he still said he favors, this is expectation, he favors XRP actually hitting new highs this calendar year in the fourth quarter. He does still believe that is most likely. But still, in the second scenario, it shows XRP only getting up to a little over $3.20. So I was actually curious about that. So I had a quick question, which he did answer, which I appreciate. So I wrote, I have a quick question. Both scenarios you charted here show XRP hitting a little over $3.20 at the end of Q1 2025. I know you're expecting Q1 2025 to be the peak of the crypto bull market. I also know your primary target for XRP is $8 to $13. Since these scenarios don't show XRP going that high, does that mean you're anticipating XRP will hit your primary target of $8 to $13 later on, perhaps in early Q2 next year? Keep in mind, I'm not a chart guy, so I could be missing something obvious. And so he was kind enough to respond, and he wrote the following. Good question. I only have a partial fractal here, but once XRP gets to this $3 to $4 range, it will jump to the $8 to $13 range fast. We're talking within days or weeks. So the top would be around the end of Q1 / early Q2. Look how fast every XRP top was. Yeah, so he's got a point there. When XRP really does start to run, man, it happens fast. Like I was here, and I was new to crypto, but I remember when it started running roughly the middle of December 2017. It ran for up for like 2.5 weeks, and that was the peak. That was it. And then there was still some time where it was priced pretty highly on the other side of that peak, but the peak had already come. So, and it was a wild time. Talk about an introduction to crypto, man. That was a weird time for me to just happen to jump in, but it was true for a lot of people too. But it was a fun experience. But suffice it to say, what he says there is absolutely true. When it happens fast, and until it starts happening, it seems like it's impossible and it's never going to occur. But then it just does, and then everyone's like, "Oh, okay," and then that's when everyone's like, "Take my money." That's pretty much how it goes. It's ridiculous here. Which is why also when I see this post, I saw this from Crypto Michael, who's also very pro XRP, and he's also counting on new all-time highs, and he is unwavering in his confidence on this. He shared the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This was yesterday when it was at 22 out of 100, extreme fear. And he wrote, "You'll laugh at this dip when extreme greed returns to the market. Don't sell your bags into the hands of BlackRock and the banks." And so this resonates with me because the whales are happy to purchase your fear. They're happy. You're scared. You got to sell. Oh my God, because what if it goes lower? Whales are happy to purchase your fear. They like the discounts. And he said something that's in line with what I very frequently say, which is, it happens when we're in extreme fear. I say, at some unknown point in the future, we will be back to extreme greed. So why y'all flipping out? It's not worth flipping out. There's this post that was shared from Eric Voorhees. Now, Eric Voorhees is the founder of cryptocurrency exchange Shapeshift, which I actually used in part to facilitate my first ever XRP purchase in November of 2017. Fun fact there. So I have used Shapeshift. It was a different iteration back then, but I'll set that aside. Now, Eric Voorhees, he posted this on September 5th, and it's a screen grab of posts from September 21st, 2022. So markets not so hot at the time, and obviously it cratered with the FTX collapse, November of 2022. So this is a little bit before that, but somebody named Mark wrote the following. "There's still so many guys out there clinging to any semi-plausible hope that Bitcoin is not a failed experiment by now, that it could still be a thing, that a popular use case is just around the corner, and that no coiners just don't understand. It's over." So there he goes. He claimed it's over September 21st, 2022. And these, obviously, it's a bad argument even back then. It's very clear that the attributes that cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, offer are desirable to humans. That's why every time a bubble inflates and pops, it doesn't go away. Nowhere else in history has a bubble inflated, then popped, and then reinflated. Except, I mean, if you're talking like, if it's something that's ultimately going to go to zero, that's never happened. So the fact that it's reinflated, that should tell you something. Like Tulip Mania, that was a one and done thing. The stuff that goes away forever, it inflates and then pops and that's it. That's not what's happening with crypto. That should be enough to tell you, if you're the type that thinks this is going away, this should give you pause. You should be like, use a few brain cells if you got them up there and you're in that thing between your two ears and think, maybe I done got something wrong. Maybe you don't understand something. Maybe look inward. Maybe you're missing something. How about that? Look inward. The problem isn't everybody else. It's you. People like these attributes of these digital assets. That is enough for them. I don't care if you don't like them. What matters is that all these other people do like them. That's why it's a market that's not going away. You don't have to like it. Just acknowledge that everybody else does. Freaking idiot sticks. So anyway, Eric Voorhees responded September 22nd, 2022, and he says, "This looks like one of those late 2011 tweets. Or one of those late 2012 tweets, or a mid-2013 tweet, or one of the mid-2014 tweets, or a 2015 tweet, or one of those 2018 or 2019 tweets, or maybe more like a mid-2020 tweet. Hard to tell." So it's so funny because from all those lower points that's what he's referencing there for Bitcoin, it was declared dead, every single one of them. And still this happens. In 2022, this guy's like, come on. It's over, man. It's over. Bitcoin's dead, right? Crypto's dead. Failed experiment. And so then here on September 5th, 2024, Eric replied to his old post from about 2 years ago, and he tagged Mark. He said, "Hey, Mark, it appears Bitcoin is up 2.8x in these 2 years." Okay, folks, that I rather enjoy, because Mark's post, as expected, has aged like a fine milk. This asset class will just keep getting bigger. As long as XRP continues to be functionally useful to people and businesses, of course it's going to ride that tidal wave. Duh. Of course there are low points, there are bear markets. The trend is up. And so then, after sharing the screen grab, Eric wrote, "The long-term price movement of Bitcoin is not random. Its ascent is a predictable phenomenon due to its attributes as good money versus fiat, which is effing stupid." Golf clap for Eric Voorhees. You gotta love that. And so I just want to highlight this FUD. It comes around all the damn time. And so if you're living in this moment and you're fearful, like, I get it. You're a human. You're normal. You're not weird. But I want to help you. I can't tell you whether it's right for you to buy or sell. It's not financial advice because I don't know your situation, and I would never feel comfortable offering financial advice anyway. I wouldn't want that on me. But I can tell you that it's very clear that if you just look at historical data, you should absolutely expect that September would be a crap month. The data would tell you that it's a virtual certainty. I mean, the odds are in the favor that it's going to be a bad month for crypto and stocks. But the good news is most fourth quarter months historically are very, very good. So bad September, good Q4 historically. I'll play those odds, and it doesn't mean it has to play out that way. Maybe this is the beginning of a bear market and the improbable happens, because that happens. Sometimes the improbable occurs. Okay, I'm not counting on that though. I think what's most likely, for a ton of reasons, is that we're going to be seeing an exciting move to the upside. You just, when something happens that data tells you should expect to occur, which is a down September, when that happens, why would you ever think it's reasonable to be scared when reality plays out as data tells you should expect it to play out? That doesn't make logical sense. That's a disconnect. So your feelings are catching up with you. So do whatever you want with that. I'm just telling you, I don't think it makes sense. I am not the least bit scared. I am excited for this opportunity. I think it's just going to be up and up and up over the long term. Even if worst case scenario, we're entering a bear market now, which I do not think is probable. It could happen. So what? See you in a few years. I mean, I'll still be here, but throughout that process, because I love following all this stuff, and I'll still run the YouTube channel. But I'm just saying, see you in a few years. The market will come back anyway. I don't care. I'm going to keep the same quantity of crypto. Plus, I'll buy more as we endure the bear market. I just buy. That's what I've been doing. That's what I do in every bear market. And I'll tell you when I'm buying stuff because it's just fun to talk about. There's so much opportunity out there. I'm not going to squander it by letting stupid ass fear get in the way. Absolutely not. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.